And I'm also curious, this ended obviously showing Lilith uh, being up in heaven this whole time. I am sure you can't reveal a whole lot about the second season, but are there any hints you can give about her situation and where her narrative will be headed next season?
The most I can say is that the Lilith narrative is hands down my like most excited. Like I'm so excited to get into that story, but it is also the big mystery kind of the show. So it needs some time to kind of like we're like that's the first big reveal. Oh my gosh, she's been there. Why is she there? And those are kind of questions that are going to we're slowly going to start getting answers to over the course of the next couple seasons and things like that. So I'm very excited for that to be kind of like the slow burn mystery of the show. But season two definitely gives some more pieces to that.
And I'm also curious in terms of season two, what fans can expect from the sort of ongoing rivalry between Vox and Alistair, because I love it. Radio versus television is just so fun.
I'm so excited. I think it's made pretty clear in the ending episode that the Vees are going to be a bigger part of season two, because now they're kind of empowered with the reality and like the realization, oh, like we can fight back, like actually. Like that's the thing we can do. And obviously with characters as power hungry as them, it just only makes sense for that to be their goal. So I'm very excited because season two, yes, definitely centers around the V's and Vox specifically. And it's going to get into much more of his relationship with Alistair, how it kind of got there, and how, with Vox, like Vox being the threat, how that affects Alistair and the other characters in the hotel. So I'm very excited for that because I love those characters and I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, me too. And I'm curious what you feel are the biggest lessons you've learned from producing season one that you're going to carry with you into this second season.
I think the biggest lessons I learned were just, there was just making a show for the first time with another studio and with another team. There's a lot of growing pains, and I think we kind of cited all the things that kind of went wrong or caused bottleneck or anything like that kind of early on. And so I feel very comfortable because going into season two, there was a lot more upfront conversation about, what didn't work season one and kind of how to approach it season two. And also, I think there's just an understanding of how much work goes into the show and what it's like and everything like that. So I feel much better about going into season two. I think it's going to be a much smoother. And then hopefully, if we get more, it'll just continue to be smoother and smoother. Like how most shows like kind of fall into a rhythm. That's the hope, for sure. But I think, yeah, we learned a ton and kind of know at least some of the problem points that we can iron out this time around.
And of course, there was a really long stretch of time between when you released the initial pilot and the release of this first season. I'm hoping fans don't have to wait quite as long for a season two.
Definitely not as long. I'm a big advocate for, letting things take the time they need and production. I mean, obviously I don't actually like, I literally actually don't know the projected like release date or aim or anything like that. But roughly season one took about 1.5, 2 years. So I think it's probably similar just because we are in the early stages. However, that's not nearly as long of a wait, and that's kind of a normal wait for animation. So it'll be a normal wait for animation, but I do think it'll be worth it. I think the season is obviously great. And then hopefully, if there are more, there probably won't be as much of a wait, I think, between. I think it was just the way, this show was made season one and then season two was greenlit, but it was through the Amazon of it all. So there was still a lot of kind of getting into that process. And so I think anything moving forward will probably be less of a wait than this one. But I am really excited because I feel like we set it up very well for it to be a worthwhile payoff when we do get season two again.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned you're in early stages of season two now. Are you allowed to expand on that at all? Like, is it table read stage? Or can
It
you not say anything at all?
I don't know if I can say, but I think it's been safe just because it's cat's out of the bag. There's been some posts and stuff. We're in like the writing recording stage, which is very exciting. It's been awesome to get back into the booth with the actors.